Hello everyone, welcome back. Hi, have you ever played darts? I'm going to tell you right away the bottom line of my channel. I'm going to tell you now what is the roadmap, what is the methodology that I'm going to use throughout this entire channel. Have a look at the following circles, have a look at the following target. What is the most obvious thing when you look at this picture? I'm going to ask the question, who is in the middle? You. This is the roadmap that I'm going to use throughout this entire channel. I'm going to focus on different layers, on different aspects of your day-to-day work that you need to take into account. But there is one very obvious thing is that I'm going to begin with you. You are in the center. I'm actually not going to start from the outer circles that are going in. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to start with you as a person, as a human being. Why? Because although you may change works, you may change industries, there is one thing that will remain constant, and is you, the person. Obviously, you're going to progress, you're going to acquire more knowledge, more experience, but at the same time, you are the same person. So I'm going to start by focusing on you. I'm going to focus on some skills or some professional things that you need to take into account, and at the same time, I'm going to speak about some mental aspects, resilience, so on and so forth, that you need to take into account. After that, I'm going to speak about your role, your specific role. Obviously, I don't know what role you are performing right now, and I don't intend to say anything too professional technical about your current role. I'm going to speak about generic things that are important for you to take into account about your role, about your ability to perform the role, about whether you need to continue digging and learning about your specific role, or how exactly you can map yourself. If you could score yourself inside that role, we are going to speak about that. Then we are going to speak about the third circle, which is your next role. So we are going to debate whether you should consider promotion inside your company, or maybe you need to move to a next role. If it's in your own company, then we are going to debate about the different paths that lie ahead of you, whether you want to proceed as a manager or you want to proceed as an individual contributor. And then obviously, if you want to switch role, we are going to focus a lot about you searching for a new role. I have interviewed a lot of people throughout my career, and I have seen so many mistakes. I'm not an HR person, but I can say that I have screened thousands of CVs. I have carried hundreds of interviews with people, and I saw so many mistakes, but at the same time I saw amazing interviews and amazing human beings. And so I'm going to share with you a lot of best practices on how to search for the next role, how to increase your chances of succeeding in it, so on and so forth. After that, I'm going to speak about your team. If you're part of a team, then what should be your contribution within the team? What should be your expectations from the team? But once again, what is your part within that puzzle? So camaraderie, teamwork, how to enhance teamwork, how a team can achieve much more, how you can leverage the knowledge of your team. These are things that I'm going to discuss with you. After that, I'm going to discuss about probably a topic that all of you may have some concerns sometimes, or a relationship that many times is very important in our professional environment, which is your manager. I can speak so much about the relationship, about the interaction between you and your manager, and we are going to do that a lot during that module. So I will start that module by focusing on your manager, actually on him. Then I will continue by focusing on you, the human being, and then I will try to make the link and the interaction and the communication between both of you. Following that, we will continue to speak about your company, your industry. Once again, I do not intend to say too much about your specific industry, but I want to give you some guidelines and food for thought in regards to how you should consider, understand the industry that you're in, and whether this industry and your company is the right environment for you. I also want to speak a little bit about work politics, about the product, about the culture, so on and so forth. And these are things that I'm going to do. So I'm going to do a lot of that. I'm bringing again this kind of our target. Look at the bullseyes on the center. Look at this. You are in the center. So if you find this interesting, this is totally for free. I'm going to just give you my own experience on the different aspects. And as you can see, I'm not just focusing on one single thing, one single layer. I'm focusing on you, I'm focusing on your colleagues, I'm focusing on your manager, your industry, your own skills, and then eventually considerations that you need to have with yourself when you simply want to move on to a different role. This is the very kind of holistic approach that should give you, by the end of this overview, this summary, this course, a lot of knowledge and a lot of things to take into account. I believe that progression does not rely on one single thing. It's not just about you doing an amazing performance, which by the way is super important, but you can absolutely increase your chances of progression by taking into account a set of things and a very holistic 360-degree view on different aspects. So this is the roadmap. I have shared it with you. Have a look again at the slide that is coming. If you find this interesting, please subscribe to my channel. If you haven't watched the first video, then you can go on and watch the first video where I introduce myself. Daniel, hello. I shared a little bit about my experience, about what we're going to do. As always, I encourage you to share with me your feedback, your comments. I'm learning. This is the second video I have ever done in a YouTube environment. I'm still scared whether this is going to go well, but once again, I want to remind you, my single goal is to add value to you, practical things, some very practical things that you will be able to apply immediately and eventually give you a very kind of rounded observation of yourself, your environment, your workplace, etc. So guys, thank you very much. Let's continue.